Yo, what's going on, guys? Zed here, back once again with a brand new video. And today I thought I'd do a $1,000 1080p 60 FPS gaming build. Now this build will cost you $1,000, $22.34. All the links are down below if you want to go and purchase any of these products, from ranging from Outlook PC to Micro Center to Amazon to Newegg and so on and so forth. So I think we'll just start off with the CPU, which is the Intel Core i5 6600K. Currently it is priced at $227, but you can get it slightly lower for around $200 if you wait for deals at Fry's or Micro Center. It is the K-SKU processor, so you will be able to overclock it, and most people are able to hit well above 4 gigahertz. So if that is your thing, then you can go ahead and do so. If not, you can drop the price around $30 to $40 cheaper and get the 6600 if you're not into overclocking or are too afraid of doing it. It comes base clock at 3.5 gigahertz, and it is a quad-core processor. It will not bottleneck any GPU, and it will allow you to do streaming, video editing, and everything of that nature. If you want to check out charts, here it is. Now, down to the CPU cooler, we have the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo 82.9 CFM sleeve bearing CPU cooler. All that just basically means it's an awesome CPU cooler for less than $30. It will get the job done, and for you K-SKU people out there, you will be able to overclock with this CPU cooler, though I would highly recommend getting a slightly better one if you are going to do some insane overclock. But something around the 4.2, 4.3 gigahertz range, you should have absolutely no problem keeping it below 70 degrees Celsius. Moving down to the motherboard, we have the Gigabyte GA170 HD3 ATX LGA1151 motherboard. It is a full ATX board, so you will need a full ATX case. It does support 4 total RAM slots, up to 3200 MHz RAM, 64 gigs of max storage. It does support Crossfire. There are no SLI support, and it does have SATA Express as well as Gigabit Ethernet and USB 3.0. It has a nice black finish, and it's quite durable, and Gigabyte's well known for having quality parts. Moving down to the memory, we have the G.Skill Ripjaws V-Series 16 gig kit of DDR4 at 2400 MHz for around $70. This will complement the build pretty damn well because it is a red/black sort of themed build. So that's why I chose this RAM, and it's also really good RAM, and it's at a very nice speed with its own heat spreader on top of that, and 16 gigs is plenty. You can jump down to 8 gigs, though usually with gaming builds such as this one, you probably want to record and even edit and upload those footage. That's why I opted for 16, but you can spend maybe $20 or $30 less and get 8 gigs if you aren't looking to do more intense tasks. Moving down to the storage, I have chosen a hard drive SSD combo featuring the Kingston SSD Now V300 series 240 gigabyte SSD for around $80. Now this is a great SSD for its price. It's 240 gigs, so you can throw in all your important games as well as all your software and Windows without ever running out of storage. If you do run out of storage, you can always move your games over to the Seagate Barracuda 2TB hard drive, which is mainly going to be used as your storage and media drive, as well as for games that you don't really play as much and don't really need that extra boot up time for. And it costs around $70, and I own one, and it's amazing. Moving down to the video card, we have the Gigabyte Radeon RX 488 gig edition. It does cost around $240, though if you want to get about 10 to 15 extra FPS, you can always opt for the GTX 1060, although that will cost slightly more, but will fare better in DirectX 11 games. So if you're more of a X11 type of person or a Now type of person, I would opt for the GTX 1060. But if you want to do Vulkan and DirectX 12 APIs, I would opt for the RX 480. The RX 480 won't bottleneck any games, nor will it bottleneck the i5, and it's just an amazing all-around GPU that will do 1080p 60 FPS max settings for several years to come. Moving down to the case, we have the NZXT S340. It's a black and red design, full ATX mid-tower case. It only costs around $70, and it's absolutely awesome with plenty of expansion, and it's really nice and small, and it supports full ATX boards. Moving down to the power supply, we have the Corsair CSM 550 watt 80 plus gold certified semi-modular power supply. It's nice and small, 550 watts, so you can do SLI Crossfire if you want to. It is gold certified, so it is quite efficient and semi-modular, so you can hide away those bad cables that you don't really need or use. Now for the operating system, I've chosen the Microsoft Windows 10 OEM 64-bit, so though if you don't like Windows 10, you can always opt to Windows 7, Windows 8, or even Linux if you're that type of person. Well, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. This will hit 60 FPS at 1080p max setting for several years. You can always offer the 6600K if you're 6600 if you're not going to overclock. You can always upgrade to the 6700K in the future if you want to get the extra power, and you can always switch out for the GTX 1060 if you want to instead of the RX 480. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.